Nat, what is your favourite GameCube game? And may I remind you that you currently could have anywhere between 100 and possibly thousands of GameCube fans sitting there watching you right now, judging your every lip movement.
Well, that is a very easy question for me to answer. It has to be Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door.
I'm glad you said that, because I didn't actually ask you that before this, and I was kind of like, what is she actually going to answer here? But I'm glad it's that. Also, I don't want to put it out there that my favourite game, my very favourite game of all time, happens to be Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. And that's why I'm extra happy to be talking about this game today. When I heard the other day that Arlo, little blue YouTuber,
please.
Little blue Muppet.
you might have heard him before, put out a video, and he was basically saying that he would like
Remaster Thousand Year Door!
Oh, wouldn't that be fantastic if that happens?
This is why I'm behind it, Nat. See, normally when it comes to like Twitter campaigns or anything like that, I'm just like, I get it, like I care, but I'm not going to be part of that. When it came to remaking my favourite game of all time, it was something that I could get behind, and so I'm like, I can do this. But then all at the same time, my Twitter reach is very, very limited, and so I thought, well, you know, I do my part, but I'm not really doing that much. And that's where this comes in, Nat. This little video that we're doing right now. And not only that, we talked about it on the podcast this week. We're going to do a Twitch stream at the end of the week with Thousand Year Door. It's been everywhere that I can put it, because I got to get this word out. So today, Nat, I figured, what can we do for something that encompasses what would be fun, what would, I guess, relive our history of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door and bring it forth for everyone to hear. What do you think?
Alright, so we thought we'd have a little bit of fun and just put our thoughts into the game and was like, what was 3 things we really enjoyed about this game?
This is easy for me, because there are so many things I enjoyed about this game. Now, I do want to let everyone know at home, if you would like to have your own opinion, throw it down in the comments below. Be as specific as you want. Grab one little thing and like, I like Mario's red hat in this game. Or simply just go as wide angled as you can go and just like the gameplay. The gameplay is everything. I just liked everything about this game. Just let us know down below. We're going to probably go a little bit more specific here. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how we go. I don't know what you've got. I don't know what I've got. We're going to find out though.
Well, I hope you know what you've got.
We'll find out. So I was thinking about how we could start, Nat, and I figured, you know what, I've done enough talking for one day. Why don't you actually start and tell me what's one thing that you really enjoyed about Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door?
Okay, so I enjoy absolutely everything about this game. So I was thinking,
is that not apparent right now?
Exactly. What's 3 specific things that really stood out to me and that I would like to go more in depth about? So I put my thinking cap on. And the first one I came up with was Rogueport.
Rogueport.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you said this. It's not one of mine, by the way, but I'm glad you said this.
I'm glad it wasn't. I was thinking, what if Eric's on the same track here?
Not yet.
But Rogueport. And the reason I said Rogueport, because like when you think of Mario games, they normally start off in like a happy place. Like even though something bad has happened, you know, Princess Peach is normally being kidnapped.
You're thrown straight into like World 1-1 and it's like, here's Happy Zone Boring Land and go Mario.
Exactly, they're not just that like Mario Sunshine, you know, bad things are happening, but you're on a beautiful island in the middle of the ocean.
That's covered in ink and grossness.
An island is.
Yeah, totally, I could agree with you.
But in this game, you go into Rogueport and that's the place you spend the most time in during the whole game. And it's just so... It's dark, it's got shady characters. I mean, in the middle of the town square is a noose. I mean, it's
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You literally, like, one of the first things you walk into this main town is like, here's the noose. Good night, Mario, sweet prince.
Exactly, and it's just like, you know, an old tatty town that just looks really shady. All the characters are really shady. And, you know, it's just something different to what you normally expect from a Mario game. And then, like, you also have your trouble center in Rogueport as well, so you can help these shady people out with their shady problems.
tasks. You know what I really enjoyed about Rogueport now? There's one thing that to me this is like, whoa, yeah, I love this part about it, is that it was kind of the Metroidvania style part of the game.
Yes,
like,
that's very true.
It had paths that you could open up, and as you got more abilities, I mean, the whole game is technically like this, but this town in particular was one place you kept coming back to and kept opening up these different paths. You're like, where can I go next? How do I get here? And eventually, these little paths have to open up. It keeps getting more and more interesting.
Yes, exactly, like that underground pipe area. which, yeah, they're all blocked off depending on what abilities you have, because obviously you can't get there in the game yet. So, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That was a good one.
And you don't realise how big the city is. Like, you first of all rock up there, and, like, you can't go this way because you stepped on someone's glasses, and you can't go this way because there's
a bad guy holding a spear, and he's going to poke you with it if you get close.
I love that. I love that fact that you could actually get through there if you knew how to beat him at that early part of the game. You know what I mean? And then, like, eventually, then the whole underground opens up, and this whole area's down there. Like, it just keeps expanding upon itself. And I really love that.
And you've got all your shops in there as well. Obviously, like you said, you know, you've got your recipe place that you can go and make stuff after you've fixed the contact lens that you step on at the beginning of the game. You've got your badge shop.
And even, like, the upper level there. You know what I mean? Like, I said the lower level, but then you go to the upper level and you're like, I'm going upstairs, and now I'm crawling across the rooftops. It seems to just keep getting bigger, and I love that about it.
And there was actually, I think it was the west side, so that you open up near... More halfway through the game, and you know that's like the fancy area of Rogueport. Like that's where the rich people live.
Indeed, Nat, they do live there.
And they drink their tea
and
have their scones.
And the pinata people, pinatas, the pineapple. I forget what they are.
They're Delfino Island people.
Now I said that we could get really hyper specific with these choices if we wanted to. Now, this isn't super duper like down in the pits nor the glitz pits, but it is a little bit there, Nat, because my second one here is...
The second first?
The first one here, the second one we're going to be talking about is the cursed chests. Do you remember the cursed chests?
I do remember these cursed chests. One of mine.
Oh, do they? Excellent.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go. But so these things, I love these because like the whole writing around the game is first of all clever, but I feel like there's characters like these chests in the game that really kind of, pun intended here, open it up and just kind of surprise you with the amount of quirky writing. And these chests in particular were one thing that was just like, you'd go and talk to them, you'd be like, oh, it's just a chest, and then you open it up and like, you got to talk to it, and it's like, you should open me up because good things can happen. I'm sure I'm a really good person inside. and like, obviously, you're reading it and you're like, I didn't know you're not. and
exactly. And like the first one that you come across, you know, you're like, oh yeah, maybe we'll see how you go, and then you open it up and the music that plays when you open the chest as well.
I love when it's like and then the chest,
like,
and then even the chest, like it plays it up itself. It's like fools.
Exactly.
I love that it takes it to the next level. They know what they're doing, and I love that.
And then he curses you, and then you find a second and a third one, and Mario starts to get a little bit more. I know what you're playing, but they still manage to fool him every time.
That's what I mean about the writing. It's like Mario's like, these curses actually seem kind of good. I will take them. You know what I mean? And like, and even playing into it, it's like, I know you're going to curse me, and it's like, no, you really want to open me.
Yeah, exactly. Tricia's like, no, I'm different. I swear.
Yeah. Take me into number 3, Natty Lee. Number 2. You're number 2. I'm number 3. Let's just go with number 3.
Okay, clearly Nintendo by numbers man here doesn't know how to count.
The numbers has nothing to do with counting. The numbers is because I don't know how to count.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, my number 2 is the mysteries in Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door.
Please tell me like you're talking about the train in general.
Yes, so I've got a few actually, but the main one is the train. So the whole chapter when you're on a train and it's like a big mystery. Was it like, I don't know, things go missing. I don't think people die because it's a Mario game.
Well, actually, you know what? You say that, but like Mario can die.
True.
Maybe someone did go. I forget that. No, I'm thinking of a different chapter where someone might actually die. But I remember Mario. There's a certain situation that if you do the wrong thing on this train and you do what they're telling you not to, bam, Mario dead. Like literal game over.
There is a ghost. There's a ghost on the train. Mm-hmm. So there is a ghost Toad, and he asks you to go get his diary, and he's like, do not read it.
I was not spoiling it all, but no, just go nuts, Nat. No. I'll put a spoiler warning up somehow.
Yes. But yeah, so the murder mystery, well, it's not murder mystery, so the mystery on the train, so that was a really good mystery. Then we also have like the glitz pit. So again, fighters are going missing in the glitz pit, and you have to like try and figure out what's going on. Where are these fighters going?
This game got dark all of a sudden. Where did that come from?
It did. Well, we are in Rogueport, so it's kind of to be expected.
I never, it's just kind of dawning on me now how dark this game actually got.
And not to mention like the shady deals going on with the Delfino Island people.
Oh yeah, there's like a full mafia underground happening in Rogueport. It's like, what? Yeah, this whole game.
It's a dark game,
Yeah, this whole game. But you were going on about the mysteries.
Yes.
I do enjoy the fact, like, I love a good mystery in the first place. But this game really plays it up well, and I think it did a good job, especially the train chapter and the glitz bit that you talked about.
And also the last one, it's probably the weakest out of the three of them as far as mystery goes, but just when you have to figure out what the ghost's name is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you have to go through the mansion and figure out what his name is.
That chapter had so much backtracking. It's like,
That one did.
this isn't like dump on Paper Mario time, but like...
Because we love it.
We love it. But there was that one chapter, I just remember going back and forth and back and
Yeah,
forth.
you did in that one, actually.
Yeah. Good, we'll end on a downer there. That's fine. Alright, so my second one?
Second, yes.
Okay, well this actually happens to play quite well into yours, Nat, because we didn't mention the glitz pit, the Colosseum, if you will, part of this game. The Colosseum has been in many games beforehand. Like, it's always kind of appeared in lots of RPGs. It's a big kind of trope, and I think it's always been used in a similar type of way. However, this game used it in a different way, and I really enjoyed the way that it used it. It kind of had it, first of all, as part of the main part of the story. It wasn't just like, hey, there's a hard battles you can go do after in this area.
These are optional if you want to do them or not type
Yeah, this was tied into the story, and just the way that it actually handled, like, Mario getting pulled into these matches and having to do the battles and fight his way down.
There was 20 battles as well, so it's not like just a few battles you have to do. There was 20, and obviously the enemies got harder and harder as you progressed.
Exactly, and I like the way that they did it because it also allowed for these situations where you could heal before each battle, so they could make the battles, I guess, a little bit more difficult with each one, because you're not just going like in a normal area where you're going from battle to battle to battle. Each battle has to be dialed back a little bit, because if everyone's too hard, you'll never make it to the end of that zone.
And you had conditions as well, every battle.
Exactly, that was another thing that made each battle kind of more unique, exactly. Yeah. And then kind of building your way to the top, and even the twists and turns that happened throughout that story. That entire chapter was just something that stood out as a Colosseum in a game and made me go, they did Colosseums right.
Yeah, exactly, because there was more to it. Like I mentioned before, there was a mystery behind it. You weren't just going and fighting your 20 opponents one after the other. You were actually going, exploring the whole arena and, you know, trying to figure out the mysteries, listening in on people's conversations and finding secret notes and all different bits and pieces.
You never got bored going through the Colosseum because you were doing different stuff all the time, and I like that.
It wasn't like, oh, you know, this chapter I kind of want to skip it. It was like, ooh, I'm excited to do the Colosseum.
I don't think I wanted to skip any chapter in this game.
Neither.
Alright, with your permission, Nat, I would like to introduce your last one here. Number 3, I've been told.
Alright, so my last one was actually some of the characters in the game. Like, I feel like they were what really made the game. So, like, for example, the Yoshi, like, he had such a bad attitude problem, but in a good way. You know, it wasn't anything annoying. It was good the way he was written and just the way he acted.
Have we seen another Yoshi with that much attitude before? Like, the attitude that little baby Yoshi had was amazing. And I like the fact you could change his colours, but that's not part of the characters. Please go on.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Didn't you?
No, not until you told me.
Oh, jeez. That was my favourite part. And, like, trying to work out, like, how long to actually change his colour. I love that.
And this is where I had the cursed treasure chest.
So many different characters that we could kind of consider to fall into this as just good characters.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I had Flavio on my list as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he was an interesting pirate man.
Oh, he was so flamboyant.
Yeah.
I think is the word that I'm looking for there. But he was just another character to add to that list. And like the bomb that had just the tragic backstory.
Oh, that was sad.
Yeah, that was sad.
So yeah, the characters in Paper Mario definitely helped make this game. And it's a shame that we haven't seen them again.
It is. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door 2.
Definitely.
After the remake.
Do it, Nintendo.
I've got a really good idea for this one now. And I thought you were going to choose it, so I was going to kind of back off of it. And I thought, no, we'll see what Nat does. And you didn't. You didn't choose this.
So you probably only had 2 in your mind when we came in to film this. And you're like, good way to see what Nat does. And then I'll bring this one in.
Then I work the best off my knees, feet, whatever. I don't know. But my last choice here, Nat, is the pit of 100 trials? I was about to say 1,000. 100 trials. Is that what it was called?
That would be a long pit.
That would be a long pit. Really long.
I'm not sure if that was what it was called, but I do know what you mean.
You do know what I mean. There's 100 floors that you had to kind of work your way down. One enemy on every floor and try and make your way to the bottom.
The reason I didn't have this on my list is because it got really hard by the end, as you can imagine. And then the end boss, which I won't say because, you know, we're not spoiling anything.
I know, we haven't
here.
spoiled anything. Nothing at all.
Yeah, you know, by the time you go to the end boss, you know, you had pretty much used all your healing items and you're like, I got no chance. I die. I do this whole dungeon again from floor 1.
I do remember that was really annoying because that's one of those risk reward things that you just don't know what to do.
Exactly.
If they didn't have that risk in there, you wouldn't feel as rewarding for actually finishing it. But having that risk in there made it feel so much more rewarding when you got to the bottom. But there were so many times that I did that pit, I would get down so low and I'm like, I don't want to risk using a healing item. I think I can make it a little bit further, and then you'd die. You'd be like, oh,
I should have
I'm
just
out.
used it.
Done. You know?
But what was good about this pit is, like, you had punies that would appear on random floors, and they would actually let you drop, like, 5 floors.
Yeah.
I think you had to pay them, though, to do it.
I think there was some sort of currency you had to actually fix them up
Yeah,
with.
but you could actually
so
pay
the
them,
cash.
and you dropped a few levels. Like, every 10th floor that you got through, you got a treasure chest, which normally had, like, a badge or something in it.
Yeah, sometimes it was like, oh, this isn't that exciting. And then sometimes you'd be like, yes, a cool badge. That's
Yeah,
actually
exactly,
really helpful.
exactly. So they rewarded you for, like, every 10 levels you did. And then you could leave as well if you wanted.
You could start again from the level that you made it to, could you? Boom, correction here.
No, I don't think you could.
So you had to start from the start every time.
Yeah,
Which is the
yeah.
idea is like, I wanted to keep going through while there's a story because obviously like the enemies, I could get to a certain point through certain points of the story. But then it became a waste of time not just to do it all at the end, you know, unless you're going for that one certain badge.
Exactly. I mean, that's definitely something that you leave to, like, end game.
Yeah, totally.
When you're as powerful as you want to get.
Powerful as a Mario powered with super mushrooms. I don't know. Alrighty, that is going to do it for today. Now, Nat, where can they find anything else that we do on Paper Mario? Because we're doing a lot.
We are. You kind of mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but you have done... Well, we have done a
Please.
podcast, which you can go listen to that. You're also going to be streaming it on Twitch probably at the end of the week, so that's going to be super fun. Can't wait to play that game again. I think you may have done maybe...
As long as this works.
Yes,
We got
exactly.
this today. I don't know if our little adapters will work. We'll find out.
I think you may have done like maybe a Twitter post, an Instagram post.
I did so
Everything.
much. It's everywhere. If you see me, I'm probably talking about Paper Mario. Anyway, find us on any one of those places. And Natalie, there's one more thing we have to do here to end.
We do.
We have to remind people that for great Nintendo entertainment,
You can count on us.
it is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door 2.
Definitely.
After the remake.
Do it, Nintendo.
Cool.
That was good because we both did that
I
at
know
the
we
same
both did
time
that.
for different reasons.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It was funny.
That was good. That was good.
Okay, last one.
Yes.
Are you going to introduce my last one or am I going to do it?